Welcome to another great episode of The Darren Green Show. I am your lovely host, Darren Green. Okay, hey, how y'all doing? This episode 231. Yeah, I'm here chilling. I had to stay a little extra at the job, honey. They wanted me to stay for an extra 30 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing. But no, I mean, it did go over a little bit today. I'm like, look, I got to go home. I got to prepare for this podcast, give y'all a legendary show. They over here keeping me talk about we got to push those numbers. I'm like, let me tell you something. I'm here. Okay. I feel like Celie off of Color Purple. I might not push those referrals. I might not be 100% nice to the customers, but I'm here. Okay. Let's be very clear. I'm here. Okay. If you work at a bank, you know. Girl. Yeah. So, some things. What's thinging this week? Just want to let you guys know again that starting March 4th, the Darren Green Show will go live on We Are You Radio from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That starts next week. So we won't be doing a show next Saturday. Just letting y'all know, giving y'all a heads up. It will be Monday for my replay watchers. Like I said, every Monday after 2 p.m., you will get a new episode of the Darren Green Show. We had to change the days, and it's a lot of it's going to be some promos coming out and stuff like that. I can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to see how it comes out. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good transition. I can't wait. And yeah, it'll give me more time for writing and more time for topics that, fall to the wayside during the weekend, like I said previously. So hopefully that works. And, you'll see me. Ain't nothing changing. Shoot, I have thought about doing like a 2 episode, going back to my 2 episode a week, but I don't know. I got to see how that's just going to work. One of these days, we're going to try to do 2 episodes in a week. This would definitely have to be like a different time. Not now, no time soon. But, I do feel like, a lot of podcasts do that now. Like a lot of the bigger shows, they do 2 episodes a week, but whatever. Anyway, that's enough about that. My week was okay. I was working. I was home chilling, making content, trying to do everything in between, child. Nothing too much happened. It is what it is. It's one of those mundane weeks. It was, when I tell you in Hot Topics, I'm not going to say that the topics weren't doing its thing, but definitely I had to really scratch the surface. And I think partly it's because we went live on Wednesday, I believe. And that kind of took a lot of topics away from what I wanted to get. I'm definitely going to rehash some of it here on this episode because I felt like I didn't get my full words out. But yeah, it was a pretty dry week, pretty dry. And when it's just me, I like to get right into it. So we got to get into the whole Wendy Williams drama. I definitely have some words to say about that. Then we'll also talk about Andy Cohen being accused of assault. What's happening there? We got to talk about Porsha Williams. Porsha Williams really, okay. Ha, girl, you got up out there, okay. And then we got to talk about Chris Brown, and his little cryptic messages or whatever. And, we got some more topics after that. All that and more coming up on the Darren Green Show. All right, let's get started. So I want to start off with the Wendy Williams situation. Okay. Now I got some deliverables. I'm going to read this excerpt. Okay, and then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. So Wendy Williams has been diagnosed with aphasia and dementia. Okay, the same disorder Bruce Willis has. And the news comes ahead of her newest docu-series that's supposed to be coming out on Lifetime this Saturday. Well, I'm taping this on Friday, but it should be out by the time you get this. The news came down Wednesday from her care team, who blasted out a press release with what they characterize as a very personal update, which they say is an effort to bat down rumors and speculation about her health. They write, in 2023, after undergoing a battery of medical tests, Wendy was officially diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontal temporal dementia, okay, FTD. Now, Wendy would not have received a confirmation of these diagnoses if not for the diligence of her current care team, who she chose, and the extraordinary work of the specialists of Will Corner Medicine. That's what they said in quotes, okay? Like I said, this comes before the Lifetime tease of her highly anticipated Where's Wendy documentary. Speaking of Lifetime, Okay. The guardian, right, of Wendy. Let me see. Let me get this picture on because I want y'all to see what this girl looked like. Sorry for the audio listeners. In documents obtained by TMZ, right? Marissa, or whatever the hell her name is, Wendy's guardian, okay, is asking the court for a restraining order, which possibly means she is trying to stop that documentary from hitting the screens. She also asked the judge for an injunctive relief, meaning that the judge may step in and grant the order prior to the court hearing, which is next week. So, okay, the guardian is trying to stop what's going on with Lifetime. You know, Lifetime likes to get into things. You know, Lifetime, they got receipts and their news is real some of the times, right? We seen that with the R. Kelly situation, right? My best guess is that the Guardian and the Caretakers don't want the information that they have on them to come out. That's my best guess. Why do you not want this documentary to come out? Do you think that this is exploitative? Because the family's all over this documentary. That's another thing too. I feel like the family is just not here for the Caretakers, and the Caretakers is like, okay, well, you're not messing up my bag. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like. And also looking at this Guardian, she looks shiesty as hell. I'm not gonna hold you. She looks very suspicious. Okay, I don't know. It's not giving. It's definitely giving. I'm getting a bag off of Wendy Williams' money. Let's be very clear, because you know the Guardians have. I want to say they have ownership, or not ownership, but they can take money out her account if they need to. I mean, they are working for her. So I'm pretty sure they are getting paid in some way, and it's probably coming out of her accounts. I just think that the whole thing is fishy. Even when we talk about their little press release of them saying that she has dementia, I have a little bit of reservations on that. I think that, yeah, and some people had to school me on TikTok, child, when I talked about it. I was like, well, you know, she's like 59, like nearing 60. Like, this is kind of young, but when you do a quick little Google search, cases of dementia could as I think as low as 40 something. You can have some cases of dementia, but it's very rare. And I think that's something to note also. It's very rare at her age, because I have plenty great aunts, grandmas, okay, at that older than her, way older, right? And don't have these signs. Let's knock on wood, you know. But I just think that it's very peculiar. Okay. Now, we do know that drugs and liquor can enhance dementia. That's definitely a thing too. I don't know. Being that it's coming from this team, that's the only thing that's making me feel uneasy. Is this coming from this team? Is this sincere? Is this the real deal? You know, I'm not saying let's get her doctor's, you know, orders and things like that, like anything that's going to affect HIPAA or anything like that. But you know, I have reservations. I want to hear what the family has to say. Is the family abreast of what's going on with her? Because they are family. You get what I'm saying? So I just think that it was very weird. People said that, oh, no, this is the same diagnosis as Bruce Willis and Robin Williams. So, you know, this is very common, but I don't know. Looking at, and also when you look at some of the clips from the documentary, because I think around that time where the Caretakers said something, we get this clip between Wendy and Black China, or Angela, you know, because she wants to rebrand now. You know, they're talking and Wendy just does not sound like herself. She is speaking in fragments. She's not, like, you say one thing to her, she's saying something completely different. Like she said, like, my name is Wendy Hunter. You know, we're still remembering the fact that, you know, that man did what he did to you. But you know, I think that something is missing, something is off, which is also, I'm on the fence with this. I am leaning to believe that she might have a little bit of a dementia or whatever the case is. I think that it's just very sad. It's a sad story. I hate that this is happening to her when she should be enjoying the fruits of her labor, whether that means going into podcasting, transitioning into that, you know, Howard Stern type role of just, you know, doing that, or just living a very soft life. And it bothers me, because I am a fan of Wendy, despite what everybody say, oh yeah, she did, and we'll get into that too. But I do feel bad for Wendy. Wendy is a good person. Even though she done talked about everybody and their grandma. Okay. She didn't talk about everybody and her grandma. She, you know, she said some things in the past. Like she that was her thing. Like that was the sport in what we call celebrity gossip. And, you know, I don't think that no one should deserve. No one did that to what's the name? What's the other one that died? Joan Rivers. Okay, she will always go down in history as one of the most sassiest and gossip girl, fashion police, whatever. No one ever really says nothing negative about Joan Rivers except the Kardashians, of course. But like, come on, they almost did the same thing. But Joan Rivers is like, you know, Joan Rivers, don't come for her. Anyway, for the people saying that this is her karma, I want to talk specifically to you biatches. Okay. Because double karma is a real thing. I need y'all to understand that. Double karma is a real thing. Okay. And a lot of y'all that's saying that did not have a problem with tuning in and getting the tea. A lot of people that's saying, oh, it's karma, karma, karma. Y'all was tuned in. At some point, I'm not saying everybody, but mostly everybody tuned into the Wendy Williams show to get their tea. Not towards the end, because, you know, her tea was a little stale towards the end. But I'm talking about radio days. I'm talking about when she first started with the talk show. Let's be very clear. Y'all came in, y'all tuned in for the mess. And now, when she's dealing with hardships, y'all want to say, oh, you know, she gets what she deserves. Y'all are hypocrites. Imagine saying that on the Shade Room, on a blog, on a platform that does celebrity gossip, basically the same thing that she does, but in writing. Hypocrites. Y'all are hypocrites. Okay, let's be very clear. All of y'all get into celebrity gossip. Because if y'all didn't, we wouldn't have a career. Okay, nobody would be watching me. Nobody would be watching Wendy. None of us would have anything. Okay, there wouldn't even be a platform for that, a medium for that. So let's be very clear. So don't do that. I hate when people do that. And to be honest, I think the content creators that get into celebrity gossip, Wendy wasn't half as much raunchy. Let's be very clear. And I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what my mutuals like to say. Oh, well, you don't know about Wendy back in the radio days. Most she said there was somebody was on narcotics or gay or a hoe. Okay, look at Tasha K. I'm just saying, I don't want to bring her up. I'm just saying, like, she says the most god awful stuff. I mean, Wendy was never like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think that people need to really watch what they say. Double karma is a real thing, and I feel bad for Wendy. At the end of the day, this I'm gonna watch this documentary. By the time this episode airs, I would have probably already been watching it. I'll give you guys an update on my YouTube channel, and we'll see what happens from there. But I'm just, this is so sad. Anyway, let's move on, child. Now, the next topic I wanted to get into is none other, okay, then Miss Andriana. I call her Andriana, okay? Andriana Cohen, okay? Better known as Andy Cohen, okay? Over there at Bravo TV, right? Yeah, so, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum Brandi, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm gonna call her Brandi. Y'all know the white girl Brandi, child. We know Brandi. I even know Brandi, and I don't get into Beverly Hills because I remember she was on Celebrity Apprentice. That's when I was watching it with Trump and all that. Now, Brandi is accusing Andy Cohen of sexual harassment. Okay, now I'm gonna get into this tea, and then I'm gonna tell you what I think. Now, Brandi, former Housewives of Beverly Hills star, is accusing Bravo boss Andy Cohen of sexual harassing her in a letter sent via her attorneys to NBC. Okay. Andy allegedly sent her a video in 2022 in which he appeared obviously inebriated. Andy allegedly boasted in a clip that he wanted to sleep with another Bravo star while thinking of Brandi, per the letter, and allegedly inviting the former housewife, Brandi, to watch him via FaceTime. Y'all want to? He wanted you to do some FaceTime. Okay. Now, the identity of the reality star that is the father of two allegedly wanted to hook up with was not disclosed, so we don't know who it is, but we know it's a father of two. So, bravo people, y'all connect the dots. Okay. In quotes, it said that Mr. Cohen was Brandi's boss at the time and exercised a complete and total control over her career. The letter further states, this was an extraordinary abuse of power that left Brandi feeling trapped and disgusted. It was inconceivable that Andy remains in his post in spite of this behavior, and harkens back to the old days of Matt Lauer and NBC News when profits were prioritized over people. Okay, now the reps for Andy Cohen declined to speak to Page 6. So they have no comment. I would say I'm shocked. I mean, this is all alleged. Let's be very clear. This is all alleged, and we don't know if it's true or not. I talked to my best friend about this. We both know Brandi. Brandi is the type. I'm not trying to get the whole Karen conversation out here, but it does. I'm not trying to say she be lying, but she be stretching the truth. She really does. Like the way she acts on her shows, like when she was on Beverly Hills, or even when she was, because when I knew of her on television, I watched her in Celebrity Apprentice. The girl lied. She was very deceitful. And she had a hard on for Kenya for some reason, even though I know a lot of people don't like Kenya. But why are you messing with Kenya? So I don't know. She definitely is not trustworthy. I'm gonna need some more people to come out and say something or whatever the case is. Because at the end of the day, if Andy did do this, that means that you're not the only one that he did it to. So, we need more people to come out and talk about Andy Cohen's, things. Now, my thing is this. I'm shocked. Okay. I had expected that fine piece of something over there at Martha's Vineyard, Summer House. I was someone like that coming out and saying Andy did something crazy, but I'm not expecting, I didn't know Andy was into the, girl, I'm just saying, I didn't know he was a lesbian. Let me stop. Girl. But you know what? I can remember a time where Bethany recently was speaking to Nene Leakes, how they were reminiscing on how, Andy would kind of parade the housewife girls around like they were showgirls or whatever back in the day. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do I think Andy is actually told Brandi hey, I want you to get on this FaceTime call while I'm having what with this other cast member? I don't know, honey. I think this is, we need more evidence. I'm sorry. This is hearsay. And it's just a little unbelievable. I don't know. But y'all will tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. I'll move on off of that, child. Speaking, of Real Housewives or Bravo, whatever the case is, Porsha, what's going on? Porsha files for divorce from Simon Gobadia after 15 months of marriage. Okay, now let me get into the tea, honey. All right. Now, according to court documents obtained by People, the Real Housewives star filed for divorce from Gobadia in Atlanta, marking the end of their whirlwind romance. The couple's relationship had a topic of discussion in the media, with rumors swirling about Gobadia's citizenship status. However, a source close, and get this, honey, a source close to the couple has clarified that the divorce is not related to the recent allegations. Bull crap. Okay, let's be very clear. The reason behind the split remains undisclosed, with an insider describing it as an ongoing matter. So we don't know what it is, and we don't know why, and it has nothing to do with his situation, with his citizenship, and him being a goddamn scammer, a scammer back in the 80s, okay? At that, I have to call BS because, girl, very convenient. It is so... I wouldn't even say convenient. It's so ironic. This situation happens and then boop, you get a divorce. What? I don't believe that. I think it has, maybe it doesn't have all to do with the recent allegations, but maybe there was some type of, because we don't know what goes on in that household because she hasn't been on Housewives in a minute. So we don't know what the dynamics was and how he treats her or whatever the case is and what type of dynamic of the relationship they have. So maybe it is like a build on, and maybe the situation that recently happened, him coming out, or his situation is like the icing on the cake. But I wouldn't rule it out like, oh no, that's definitely not the reason. Like, girl, and hearing that makes me very worried. Okay, very worried about how she's going to be when she's on the show, because we don't want you to come on here and be like, I can't talk about this. This is legal situations, or this same thing that Candy was trying to do with that cousin that got shot at her restaurant, and she didn't want to talk about it because of legal reasons. We don't want that, Porsha. If you're going to be on that type time, I'm telling you, people are going to tune out. Okay. So once we get on the show, and I need Kenya, and that's another thing too, I need Kenya and Porsha to beef, because I need Kenya to really get into her situation. Because like, we need to dissect it. We need to figure out what happened. And is it really the reason why? Because he's a scammer or whatever. I just don't believe the fact that it's just like, oh, it has nothing to do with what's going on. Like, girl, what? Are you holding out for us until we get to the season or whatever? Because if you're doing that, then all right, fine, cool. But if you're not going to get into it once we see you on there, girl, what else are you here for? Honestly, you just now taking just to collect Candy's check. Girl, it's a mess. It is definitely a mess, and I'm here for it. This is definitely some promising information. I do feel bad that she is getting into a divorce. I mean, I don't want to see nobody get into a divorce, but you know, when the going gets tough, when that kitchen gets hot, you got to get up out of there, okay? Let's be very clear. You don't want to be up in none of that, what's going on, because let me tell you something. If this man gets deported and you still married to him, I mean, what are you going to do? I guess you're going to be Housewives of Africa, like I said on the live. Girl, this is crazy. But we will follow the story. There's not a lot of information out about it now, so hopefully she'll, speak on it, or we'll get to a point where we can get, on the show or whatever. But other than that, that's all I got to say about this. We can move on. Yeah, I did want to talk about Chris Brown briefly, very briefly, because, I mean, I don't feel like we did talk about him this week. Chris Brown, he shares a cryptic message amid his beef with Ruffles in NBA. He basically gets on his Insta story and say, people who continue to do wrong by me will learn the hard way, whatever that means. But yeah, and this basically comes after the situation that happened. So if y'all didn't know, NBA invited him to participate in the NBA All-Star Celebrity Game, and they reneged because a sponsor wasn't comfortable, or they didn't want to be associated with Chris, so they kind of like uninvited him to play. And we found out that the sponsor was Ruffles. Ruffles made a statement and said, we ain't had nothing to do with that. So I'm like, all right, who was the culprit? Okay, let's be very clear. So that kind of made him mad. And then, there was some people that were saying some stuff. The conversation always, when it comes to Chris Brown, every time something controversial happens with Chris Brown, that conversation of, all of his past aggressions towards people comes out to remind us that, he ain't okay, let's be very clear here. And do I feel bad for the treatment of Chris Brown? Hell no. I just wish the companies just stop messing with him. Like, if he's blackballed, then blackball him. Okay, stop inviting him to stuff if y'all not gonna because I think that the award show did it with he was supposed to do like a Michael Jackson tribute, and it was for Michael. It was and quiet as this kept, even though I don't mess with Chris Brown, he is definitely the one to do it. If anybody is going to do a Michael Jackson tribute, he is definitely the one to do it. So the fact that they had him set to be on there, and then it was like, then they pulled it out at the last minute. So this is not like the first time that this is happening. And I can understand how this could be very frustrating. Just stop inviting the guy. Stop trying to get him to do stuff. If y'all just gonna renege because some sponsors done said this and this, that, and the third, and all that, like, that's just my whole thing with it. I don't care about him personally. I don't care about his plight. But it's just like, it's annoying. And then now we got to hear him for the rest of the week bitching about how people done him so wrong. And, he wants to play this victim and everything. Like, we don't care. And then we got people in the comments talking about oh, well, maturing is realizing that Chris Brown is a victim of all this and we treat him so bad. I'm like, girl, and it be, and I don't want to point fingers or anything like that because it be everybody, but it really be a certain demographic. And I'm just like, why would y'all be trying to defend him? When it comes to that conversation, it's like, y'all thought the only thing he did was do what he did to Rihanna. Like he didn't do what he did to Karrueche or Frank Ocean. Like, we didn't forget. And then recently with Usher, even though Usher doesn't want to admit that, you know, they got into a scuffle, but no, I mean, like, there was definitely some reports saying that they got into a scuffle. So it's just like, you are just like a violent, aggressive man. Okay? Like, what do you expect? Okay? You're colorist. You know, you're not letting dark-skinned women into your clubs when you're hosting shows or whatever. Like, I gotta say allegedly, but like, girl, but like, I'm just saying, like, you're not a good person. So why do you expect people to give you everything just because you're a celebrity? I mean, that's just, you know, how celebrities think. Even though I do a lot of, you know, I still should be able to do this and no. And honestly, I think Chris Brown, if he gets offered things, I think he should decline it because all they're gonna do is gonna play in your face. Like, you keep accepting to go to it. Like at this point, just make music. Like you're gonna always have your base, and that's fine. I think that we need to stop caring about people that still care about Chris Brown. Like let them just like the R. Kelly people. Let them do what they got to do. Okay, they want to still stream R. Kelly. They still want to be a fan and do the protests outside his jail cell, whatever. Let them do that. You know, he make music. He'll make his music. We ain't gonna listen to it, and whatever. He'll just disappear one day. You know, I'm just saying, like we should just definitely forget about this person, honestly. And you know, he always gonna have the last word, child. I wonder who he was talking about with this Insta story, though. Yeah. Anyway. Let's move on. We do have a couple of side topics that I want to get into before I get up out of here. I saved this recently before I started, and it's a good thing I did. I taped the episode a little bit later on Friday because there's some stuff that's coming out. I don't like this. Okay, sorry for my audio listeners, but it says that Tyler Perry leans into AI tech for movies and halts studio expansion. Okay, he's now the post here because I'm on TMZ. It says Tyler Perry says that he's down to use artificial intelligence in his projects going forward because it'll save him money and resources, which is why he temporarily is halting his studio expansions. I think this is some bull crap, and I think that, you know, it's coming from a billionaire because he is a billionaire. This is definitely on brand. You know, he's up there. He's at this point, Tyler, you up there with Elon Musk at this point because at the end of the day, and they have this I think it's called Sora or something like that, some type of interface that can make AI videos and it looks real. Like it's not like just 3D animation. Some of the stuff, it looked like real people. So the fact that a person like this, a person as powerful as Tyler Perry saying that he's going to lean into AI technology, like I think a lot of actors and writers one, actors two, should really be concerned about this. And not even just actors, but I'm just saying the way that it is so easily accessible for people to make like AI. And sometimes, and I'm glad that Twitter now, they have this thing where it tells you if it's an AI image. But like before, we really used to have, people used to just post like crazy looking pictures. I'm just like, is this real? Like, so the fact that they're doing this and this is gonna one day become like, you know, video or whatever, and people are just not gonna know the difference. They'll put actors' faces on these deep fake characters and make like movies like, and movies are already trash now. So it's gonna be even more trashier. And I'm not trying to be that old person to be like, man, technology ain't, you know what, and I'm, you know, this old hermit that don't believe in technology. Half the stuff I'm doing here is, you know, it's because of technology. But we create content. That's something that computers cannot do. Sorry, I'm not trying to be computer racist, but computers can't tell a compelling story. I mean, I got Chat GPT because, you know, I do want to get something because I have been writing. Okay, I'm just not letting y'all know what's going on because it's still like, you know, on the wraps. But I have been writing and, you know, stories and stuff like that. And I want to, you know, like screenplay stuff because I do when I did screenwriting in college, I thought that was very interesting. I always thought about doing like a screenwrite for, I don't know, for a show or something like that, or a movie or whatever. But when I put like what I want like in Chat GPT, which is a a real good, interesting app to use for other purposes, just to give me an idea of stories. I'm just like, this ain't good. Like, this is like, it's not real. It's not good because it's not real. It doesn't have the human touch. And when we lose the human touch, which we are kind of losing when it comes to film and movies and shows and stuff, it's just not going to be watchable anymore. And it's really just going to destroy the industry. So I sure as hell am not going to be going to no movies that's created by no dang AI. What would be the point? So I think that's a stupid ass decision that Tyler Perry is doing. But hey, what can I say? I'm nowhere near his stature, child. He a billionaire. I'm not. Whatever this, that, and the third, I guess. I'm just very disappointed that people are going into this direction. And what is that going to mean for the people that you put on? You get what I'm saying? Because that was Tyler Perry's whole shtick. It's like, you know, I'm putting on a lot of these black creatives, a lot of these black actors and actresses. I mean, I guess you're just gonna throw them to the wayside. And what about your friends, like your higher paying actors, like that be on your stuff, like a Kelly Rowland or Taraji or whoever the hell you be having on your shows that's more popular? Are you gonna replace them too? I don't know. This is a slippery slope, and I just don't like. I don't like that. But anyway, y'all will tell me what y'all think in the comments. Now, one other topic I wanted to get into. What was it? Did I want to talk about Normani? I talked about Normani on the live. She's coming out with her little album, Dopamine. We don't have a set date on when it's dropping. We did get some information recently on how, like, she gave us a reason why she's been on a break. And it's because her family was both parents was dealing with, like, I think cancer or whatever or something. So she had to take a step back from her music career to really get her, family together and stuff like that. And that's definitely, I feel her, and that is true. And you things have to wait a little bit when it comes to family sometimes. And I'm here for what she has to offer. I heard that she was working with Brandi on this. Love Brandi. I think that this album has potential, even if it doesn't do well, which I don't know. I don't know when she's going to drop this. She shouldn't drop it no time soon. I'm still on that same opinion, because there's going to be a lot of juggernauts in the music industry are coming out with their albums. We got Ariana Grande, Beyonce, Taylor Swift. I say this should be like a fall album. I think it should be a fall album. Okay, me personally. And I love a good R&B song, R&B record in the fall. Like, remember when SZA dropped SOS and it was like the winter? It was like December. Like, it just felt right that it was at that time. So hopefully she does well. I have high hopes. I will be listening. I don't know if I'll be doing a whole video reaction video, but just let me know in the comments if y'all want me to do that. Now, anyway, before I get up out of here, girl, Tiffany Haddish. Now, if y'all ain't already know, Tiffany Haddish, she flew to Israel. Okay, talking about I'm gonna see what people are talking about or whatever, just trying to feel out what's going on in Israel. She posted her little videos, and she got a lot of backlash because we all know the conversation that's going on with Israel, Palestine, Gaza, all that. And she deliberately was like flying her little first class over there to see, I guess, she made a joke saying something about finding a man. So she recently just dropped some video footage of her taking this trip to Israel, and she's, I guess, being paraded around. At this point, this is giving like propaganda, honey. Let me just play some of the stuff. Hold on, let me see what's going on, because I didn't even really watch it.
It's never really left this place, right? This is the holiest place, therefore
the holiest place.
Praying from any religion, by the way, not just Jews.
All religions.
You should take it out of that. Take it out of the case, because they can't really hear you.
Oh, that's probably because of my thumb.
Yeah. Okay. So, what can I say? I mean, like our last live, we need to really like erase Tiffany Haddish from our existence, and she's basically doing this because she has nothing else better to do. She has been blackballed. No one wants to work with her. Nobody wants to be associated with her. And she's essentially just like doing any and everything just to stay relevant. And I hope things work out for her, honestly. You know, look, because I'm trying to be nice. I'm not trying to go all the way in or anything like that. But I'm just saying, like, I hope that she truly finds what she is looking for. Okay. But by that time, it'll be too late. And I'll let y'all figure out what I'm trying to say with that. So, okay. Anyway, this is it. I'm done. Okay. No more topics for this week. Okay. Like I mentioned before, don't expect me to be here on next Saturday, honey, because we're going to be on the 4th. Okay. Starting March 4th, we are going to go live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. here at Weird You Radio. And for my replay listeners, my podcast listeners, whatever, Mondays after 2 p.m. Okay. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. And I will see you guys next time. This was a good show. And yeah,